Same as it is every day, Bill. Compete to the best of your ability, give great effort, play physical, and get better.
Matt, Jordan's sort of earned a reputation for like a fadeaway throw that he does. I was curious just what your perspective.
Yeah, we're not coaching that. That's sometimes you got to let a player be a player, and it's all dependent upon the situation. Matter of fact, I showed a example last year versus the Seahawks where we had a free play and we drew him off sides and they were bringing a pressure, and he faded away and threw one up to Tuck, and Tuck went up and made the play. So I would say it's all play dependent on the situation, but I'm a big believer in the more balanced you are as a thrower, the more accurate you're going to be consistently. So that's why defenses, they want to get quarterbacks off the spot, because you make a move, you get them a little bit off balance, it's harder to make those throws.
He was talking about sort of the bigger picture now, because you talk about decision making on that specific type of throw, but he's thinking also bigger picture, right? Minimize mistakes on the season, wide up, and maximize splash plays. So I don't know, it just seemed like that one throw can also be kind of emblematic of where he wants to get better. Are you steering him that way in the bigger picture too?
Yeah, I mean, we're always steering them to read with his feet and throw on. The timing and the rhythm of the passing game is absolutely critical. But like I said, every situation is going to be a little bit different. There's going to be times, the example I just gave, I mean, when you got a free play, you're going to throw it up. So, I mean, you don't have to be cautious at all. But certainly there's some situations, more, I would say, especially situationally, when you want a quarterback to play a little less risky, like when we're down in the red area and you got points. I don't necessarily care to see him forcing throws and the ball gets picked off or something like that. So, yeah, it's all dependent upon the situation and the play and what kind of presents itself from a defensive standpoint.
Matt, I know you're not terribly fond of the 7-on-7, but what is Jordan getting out of that and the guys around him as well?
Yeah, I mean, when you better adapt to your situations. I appreciate Mike allowing us to add that extra period in there to give our quarterback some opportunity to get some reps. And what I told him is there's 12 reps scripted, take as many as you can. And if you need a break, we'll get somebody else in there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. What will we see in today's practice that might be unique that you and Mike worked out for this trial?
I wouldn't say that's anything. We're not revolutionizing the practice. It's going to be a lot of how we typically go against even our own guys. So you'll have a team run play pass period, which is your early downs. We have a third down period, which I think there's a lot of value in that. Hopefully they give us some challenging looks from a defensive perspective. And, well, I mean, really both sides of the ball. That's what you'd like to see, and see how your guys react to some unscouted looks that really test your rules. We got the 7-on-7 red zone period. We'll have another team red zone period. We'll have a move the ball period, and we'll finish with a 2-minute to end practice.
Do you do all your stuff in this setting because it's only one team that'll have tape of it, or do you still have to?
I think we all kind of operate that under the idea that whatever you put out there today could end up anywhere in the universe, especially, I mean, training camp, these open camps. I mean, I know you guys can't necessarily shoot. I mean, he runs a tight ship down there. So, but there's a lot of footage that gets out there, from fans and whatnot from across the league. So I just think it's you run your stuff, the things that you think you need to get better at, and I'm a little less concerned and a little less paranoid than probably I was a few years back. And in regards, we've got a lot of tape. We've got years and years of tape out there for everybody to see, and so you got to kind of predict on how we may, especially from an offensive perspective, attack you. Now, defensively, we're still relatively young in our system. I mean, we got a year's worth of tape, and certainly have added some wrinkles that we probably will be a little less likely to show, so.
Can Hopper play all the positions at linebacker? I know he's spent a lot of time at the middle in his 2 years here, but is he diversified enough?
Yeah, I think you do that to try to get a guy up to speed and make him proficient in one area. But the more experience they get, the more knowledge that they have with the defense, the more time you have to teach them the different techniques that they're going to have to go out there and execute, the more comfortable you feel with them, you know, in those other positions, whether it's the Will or the Sam.
Matt, how close are your three receivers to getting back on the field? Reed, Wicks, and Savion.
I don't know, day to day.
Is Savion done enough that you can trust him? I know he got well till week 1, but has he been out there enough that you could trust him in a game situation, or has he got ways to go from that perspective?
Well, I mean, yeah, he's been pretty limited, I would say, in the practice settings. I think he's done a great job being engaged, and then when he's been out there, we really like what we see, but it's been very limited. So I think you'd feel a lot more comfortable if he had a full week of practice with a game plan and seeing how that looks before you're going to just unleash him.